Hi, Carol here. A warm welcome to my craft room. And this is not only a long tutorial, it is an entire collection for the month of February for LDRS Creative in one card. That's why I have not been on YouTube for a while, because I have spent near 50 hours of work time creating this and having to edit it down to a reasonable time. Yeah, and do some painting in between, right? Why not? It was so much fun, and the February collection is adorably sweet. Like always, I'm going to have all the products linked on my blog for the LDRS Creative February release. These are adorable papers I had to work with, and I wanted to put some interactive elements into this card. So you're going to see not only a double flip pull out, a pull down on the bottom, and all kinds of great yumminess with this bright and cheerful card, full of sweets, wonderful sentiments, a stencil that is yummy. I just love it. I loved working with it because it has three elements, like stencil elements in one, which is nice. Yet you can, your imagination can soar. Here is one of three of the die cuts that was sent to me. And I'm just showing you quickly there because a lot of this had to be sped up. A lot, obviously, in almost 50 hours of work time. In the edit, it took a while to get it down so you could, oh, yummy ice cream, see all of the cute elements that I tried to put in to inspire you. Now, I've always shown you this, excuse me, I use page protectors as my acetate because it's thick and it works very well. Then on other projects, I will use the thinner acetate, which is just your general acetate you'll find in any of your stationery stores or online. So I cut this out, and this is the beginning stage of the card. I'm just taking off any, it has a little bit of powder on that puff, so I'm just kind of adding that to it and taking off any kind of elements that would hang on to the acetate when I do put it on. Now, the key about this is I scored this paper in half, and I'll leave the measurements of this actual size later because I wanted to get to the voiceover. And what I did here, I actually did it twice, yes. And I'll tell you about that story later. But I did start it like this. You can do it like this, or you can change it up like I will show you later. So here I wanted to have the acetate on the lower, I'd say the mid third, like 2/3 down. I wanted to have a see-through element. I didn't know why right at first, but I knew I had a few ideas floating through my head that I wanted to add to this. And yeah, so I'll be taking this beautiful wave die, scallop die, whatever you want to call it, and I will run it through my Vagabond, and yeah, we're going to get started. Just going to cut it off there. This was really, honestly, it was a goal, and it was something that I wouldn't tell everybody to do it unless you have time set aside, the patience of Job, and a lot of work has gone into this for me, but fun work, creative work, in between the flu and in between all of this, that holds me back a little bit. I created every day. I did a bit every day of working with this, and I took my time. I did not want to hurry it because I knew I needed to use everything all the stamps, all the dies, all the interactive elements as far as my mind wanted to use. I wanted to use the stencil, the die cuts here, and I wanted to be a fun card with surprise elements here and there. And it really was a challenge, but a wonderful challenge. I enjoyed it. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you're inspired. to even give this a try. If you have a collection, it's a lot of fun to take a whole, this is a February release, I call it a collection, and set your mind to putting it on one card, and then I created a box to put the card in. So I did have, oh yeah, look at that, thick page protector. Do you see that? Oh yeah, it's nice and thick. And I'm putting it down on the front because and you notice that I put the ATG glue in the rectangle there, not out to the sides, because I'm going to put paper there and I didn't want it to show. So I just moved the tape on the inside, and then I'm going to put this beautiful little cupcake paper. I tried to incorporate a lot of this paper collection. I really did. And I think you're going to like it. I think you really will. If you don't do one card with it, a whole collection, you will find little elements that I use to make a single card. You know, with one collection, I'm sure you could do at least 30 cards, you know, or more probably. But, you know, I like to set goals. I like to do things that are different. And this was going to be a bevel card as well. So we're going to start out that I make it long enough to slide up into like a rail to hold it onto, I'd say about a 1/4 inch, half-inch lift, so that it had a bevel on it. I wasn't quite sure what was going to be on the inside yet, but I knew I wanted it to have this beveled look on the bottom. That's why I reduced, yeah, look at that. I'm going to say it again. It's page protector. Do you see that? You know me. So I'm going across thinking, well, I could put ice cream all the way across there. I could do that. Did I do that? No, but I could have done that, right? The 6x6 double-sided papers are bright and cheery that go along with the February release. And yes, look at that paper. Every one of the front and back of these papers, you know I love LDRS Creative. I love designing for LDRS Creative because their products are first-class products. You aren't going to get anything that isn't 100% wonderful. And the photopolymer stamps are no exception to the rule. I wanted to do a full page, and I wanted to do Copic coloring on this, and I wanted to incorporate the oxide inks, the beautiful smooth oxide inks, as you can see, and blend it on this yummy paper. We're going to just have some sweet, because it is a sweet collection. And I chose some nice bright oxide colors, but I am going to move to the mini cubes and the larger inks of LDRS Creative as well, because they're hybrid inks and they're wonderful. But I'm going to, there's a purpose why I use the oxide inks here, and you'll see that in a little bit. The pink, the green, the lilac, the beautiful yellow, all this color. You have some orange in there, and I'm just trying to mix it. So first off, it doesn't, let me just say this, it doesn't matter here. If you're going to use stenciling, don't worry about it being really you know, smooth and running into each color, the transition being perfect. You don't need to do that, because I am going to add crackle paste with a translucent paste. So it's going to override any mistakes or any kind of visual effects that I didn't want, because, you know, I had to worry about getting them all to be smooth. And you can see that. Look at that stencil. Is that not yummy? You have 3 sections to use. Oh, I just love it. And I thought, are you kidding me? I'm going to use it all. Yeah. Ooh, ice cream. That's what I thought of right there. Let's put some purple tape down, hold it down, and then we're going to do this yummy mixture. And there is a reason why I used the combination that I used here, and I'll share that with you in just a second. It's great to be back, by the way, on YouTube, on my channel. I missed everybody, but this, like I said, was lots of work, and I was having so much fun doing it, knowing that I would, you know, it would take some time. So here we go. Stenciling is, I don't know, it's just a wonderful element to use. And I decided to take some translucent clear like embossing paste. It turns out white so you can see it, but it dries into a beautiful clear. And then I added some buttercream chalk crackle that I had in my stash right there, and mixed them together because when it dried I wanted to have a crackle look, but yet I wanted it to be clear, but I wanted it also to have the depth in it, and that's why I use the translucent paste. And as you can see here, you can work with it beautifully. You can see where you're putting it. I'm using a light hand here to manipulate it over the stencil, and that's why I said before you don't have to be careful on how you put the color underneath, because this, even though it's clear, it's going to present itself wonderfully with all these beautiful pastel colors in the collection. Every piece of this collection I decided to use not only a few stash products, but mostly the LDRS Creative products, of course, because I adore them and I adore working with them, and they are just beautiful. This collection is fun, fun, fun. Ice creams, I mean, fudgicles, popsicles. Ooh, yeah, there they go. Popsicles. Yes, it was gorgeous. The colors, you know, you have to be, it just would make a wonderful birthday card because of the bright, you know, or get well card. That's what I thought of. But we'll see what we use it for, right? Let's carry on. When you take a close-up, I'm just checking to make sure it was all dry because I did heat set it. You can see the crackle beautifully in the circles in the center and in the squares on the right-hand side there. You know, some of it came through on the lines, of course, but look at that. Oh, so many fun elements using this if you just mask off a section. So I had to tape up, you know me with my double-sided tape. I had to make sure that nothing ever falls off one of my card creations. I give it a try. And yeah, so how's everybody been? I hope everybody's had a wonderful few weeks that I've been away here working on this. And yeah, I thought the yellow, look at the yellow with the pinstripe going diagonally so fine, was just luscious. Love it. Okay, there was just something about knowing that I was working with sweets, although I'm not much of a sweet eater, but I do, yeah, wait till later. We'll see about that in the tutorial. Working with sweets can really bring on some fun things, you know. Yeah, but I'm not going to share that now. So here I am. I'm just cutting it down. I do need to get a blade on this thing, but you know, I can't, well, I can buy stuff now. I did the stash thing for Monday, isn't that funny? January, February, March till the 1st of April. I didn't buy anything crafty. I worked everything solely with my stash, but this is my LDRS Creative Design Team project, so it was wonderful receiving these. Thank you, Angie, and she is wonderful. I hope everybody caught her on HSN. The collections there, I had to hold back because I wasn't buying anything, but you have to check out, okay, the new interactive piece that, oh, I was going to say pieces part, but just go over to the shop. You are going to love all the new dies coming out to make interactive cards. I can't wait to get my hands on it. They're wonderful. So I used what I had, and I did go out, I think it was the day before yesterday. I have so much to tell you. I did go out and spend some money at my dollar store where nothing's $1 because it was April 3rd, and I hadn't shopped since January, and it only took me 3 seconds. I knew what I was going to get when I went in there. I knew what I was looking for anyway, and I'll share that with you on another video. So here we go. I'm putting this out with ink. I think it's Ink Me 3, but the hybrid black ink would have worked wonderful, but this ink was sitting right there, like right off to the side. And hybrid inks are really clear. Now, it killed me not to put all the coloring in, okay, with the Copics because, oh, there it is. Ooh, Isn't that beautiful? I love it. I don't know about you, but I am loving it. Goes with the papers, and it's yummy. Let's get back to what I was saying here. I haven't yacked myself in so long. I'm having a wonderful soliloquy here. I don't know what I'm doing there, but yeah, Carol, it fit. Yeah, so let's get back to this. When I Copic color, okay, I've been Copic coloring, for so long, at least 5 years. Yeah, yeah, I'm still a novice, but you know what? I have a lot of fun. And I have been trying to get away from, I don't know why I colored the center of that donut. No, don't, anyway. I color small things like they're gigantic things, okay? Just because they're small doesn't mean you skip over your details of creating things. And I so wanted to show you all of the cute little elements and how I drifted away from the light, mid-tone, dark concept of Copic coloring. Not always do you have to do that. And most times, I have to say now that I have been coloring a little bit longer, I steer away from, I look at my Copic collection because I have all the Copic markers, and I look and see, okay, that'll work, and I just start pulling them out of, and using them. And I love to use grays and purples as my undertone to give it that 3D look and to give it and you will see it there. You can tell that I'm using light grays, dark grays. They'll be in the T family, the C family. It doesn't matter. If I look at it and I think it's going to work, I'm just grabbing it and working it. And my white Signo pen comes in handy because look at the donut there. And then I'm going to share something else with you as we move along that I shared on, yeah, look at that. I mean, nothing goes with nothing. It's just, I don't worry about the numbers right here. Now, there are times that numbers work. Don't get me wrong. I know that a light and, dark, but look at this. It's just like those grays add, and then I'll put some burgundies in there and some purples and give it a real lift on it. And I worked a long time on just the front of this box, just for this, making sure that every one of these, because I'm not sure if you can get dies for these. I didn't get dies. I knew I was fussy cutting. And lately fussy cutting's been kind of hard on my fingers. And so I thought, oh well, yeah. Yeah, when I was looking at this, just put that aside, old woman, you'll be fine. That was my thought. Yeah, I'm going to be 65 soon, people. Ooh, yeah. So here's my thing. Okay, Arlene's makes fabric fusion and tacky glue. These work excellent. Now this one is better because it's clear, right? The tacky glue. But this one, see, it kind of has a little yellowing agent, but if you're putting it on top of color, it does not matter. And it works just like glossy accents. Now, beacon glue. Okay, I have said this 5 years ago when I began. Beacon glue is the glossy accents that's what I prefer, because beacon glue, it's in that brown bottle, you get 50 times more product for your money than glossy accents. Now, I'm sorry, glossy accents, I like you too. Here, this is just the tacky glue. And when you heat set this, it doesn't bubble. It gives you the look of glossy accents. Okay, now that's the glue. The beacon glue, you get this great big bottle and you use your coupon. I'm not going to say much more because it's my LDRS Creative Design team. Oh yeah, I'm going to sprinkle some glitter and some glass and all kinds of good stuff on these little donuts and my ice cream. This is how I keep it. Salt and pepper. Oh yeah, one is fine and one is chunky. And then I put my baby powder in this chili jar with tape, postage tape. And then I poke holes in it so that it doesn't come out all at once. Can you imagine powder coming out like that? I'd use bottles of it. But no, that's how I use it. And then I stick a pin down in there when into the powder so that if I have to use it to declog anything, it's right there on hand. Easy peasy. So let's move along. Beacon glue. I'm going to remind you again because I've said it 1,000 times in my tutorials. It is the glossy accents. If you're just getting 75% more product. And it works. And so does the tacky glue. So you'll see it on the donut there. Oh, come on. Zone in, Carol. Zone in. Yeah. I took my time on this. I did. I took my time coloring. I had the flu in between. Oh my, did we have the flu in this household? Now my husband has it, and it's not good. That crazy cough. I tried to stay away, but you know, what am I going to tell you? I got to share it. I got to share the wealth there with these flu things. Now I'm going in with a bit of light orange, and it would be impossible for me to put all the colors I used, but if you, you know, if you have this kind of a shade, you're in. I mean, yeah. And then the cones, oh, yummy. I just loved it, and it was so crazy relaxing. And that's what I say. You look at orange right in with the pinks as my shade. Some gray, some purple, just go crazy. You can't make a mistake, I'm telling you. I am going to encourage you. I'm just dotting it up, making little squiggles there. And you can't make a mistake. It's ice cream. It's cookies. Oh, wait till you see the cookies. Oh, oh, I had so much fun. I can't even tell you. And now I'm making a cone. Oh, yeah. And that, like I said, I treat these like they're, you know, going to hang in a museum. You want to, you just don't want to slap it on just because it's a tiny image. Just kind of, yeah, just, I don't know, make it look like a cookie as best you can. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying this is perfect. It's not. But I'm fussy cutting, so I kind of had to, you know, whatever. And then I'm putting some dabbles of white on there because I knew my Copics would suck in the color onto the white, and it would just give it some texture. And that's what we're all going for, right? The texture. And man, wait till you see what I do with these cookies. I can't wait to show you. It's later on. I tell you, I even smile. I think I smiled through the whole video, except for when I made boo-boos. Not much smiling going on there. But I always show you my boo-boos. I think I put them in there. And the video, can you imagine editing 50 hours down into 2.5 hours? Oh, yeah. And so here, LDRS Creative makes this wonderful cleaner. I don't have it right on the desk, but I will share it on my blog. Takes it all off your photopolymer stamps. It's yummy. You know it's going to be clean. Oh, here it is. I ran out and got a donut. Are you? Yeah, I see you, Carol. I see. Ooh. I did. I ran and got myself a donut. I kind of squished it because I don't know if I sat on it in the truck or what. I don't know. And I don't even eat sweets, but something about coloring this in made me stop and run in the truck, sick, and get a donut. It'll help your coloring. It really will. Go grab a strawberries or a donut or an ice cream cone. Woohoo! You'll have a blast and put on about 6,000 calories. It's great. I think it was, yeah, I'm still laughing at that. Here I am, you know, going out and getting a donut and sitting here with chocolate all over my hands, all over my mouth, probably down my front of my outfit. I don't know. It was just like, oh, yeah. And I don't even eat sweets on a general rule. I don't eat donuts and all that, you know. The odd time I do. I can't say I don't, but I ran out. I couldn't take much more color in this. Yeah, I just couldn't take it. I was having me a nervous breakdown. Yeah, you just had to get yourself a donut or a cookie. I'm not a cookie fan, but I do bake them all the time, but I'm more of a donut. I would rather have a donut, and you can see I did. So here we go, creamsicles. I even bought some creamsicles. I did. Yeah, the next day I was working on this and I gotta have me some creamsicles. Yeah, so I bought some popsicles, creamsicles, some cherry Bordeaux ice cream bars, some almond ice cream bars. I don't know. I don't know what happened to me. I absolutely lost my mind. I came home and, you know, my husband's looking at me like, what are you doing? I said, I'm Copic coloring some ice cream and some fudgicles and popsicles and yumminess of donuts and cookies. And he said, well, where's the cookies? Yeah, so here we go. I thought I'd use some, I put some of that tacky glue into a little bottle and tried that because, you know, in the big bottle it does come out wonderful. Look at it. Glossy Accents Plus, and it's glue. It's Arlene's Tacky Glue, and you get the 40% off and all the other coupons you can use with it. And the Beacon Glue is even better. It's even better. The bottle's bigger and the savings is astronomical. So I'm just going to put that in there. Yeah, I know I don't make Glossy Accents too heavy, but I do buy it. I do have Glossy Accents and I like it. But I'm just saying, the Beacon Glue is my first choice. Then the Tacky Glue is clear and it works wonderfully. You know what's really good about that is putting glitter, sparkle, or sequins or whatever you want to put on it. The glue will hold it as well. Then the Beacon Glue does too, so I don't know what I'm saying. But anyway, go have a donut. Okay, I will. So here we go. I don't have any left. That was it. You know, so here I'm going around the whole project, and this is going to be the top of the box that I make for my card. That's what I'm doing here. And thank you so much that you're taking the time to view this. I know my tutorials are long. Oh, look at that ice cream. And yeah, so here, all right, excuse me, don't be itching your ears when I'm making something. You could get yourself cut. So here, this is 2x2 sheets. I think it's 2x2. Let me just see. No, 3x3. These are 3x3. Now, I watched a tutorial on this flip card, and I am waiting to hear back from the person I watched the tutorial on to see if I could put a link to her channel here, because it would have been like a 5-hour. It would have been hard for me to put to show you how I did the flip card. So I'm on my blog, just jump over. I'll probably put it at the front of the YouTube video as well, of her blog, I'm sorry, her YouTube channel, and she explains this flip card wonderfully, and I'm using that word all the time, beautifully. She really does. I was so thankful to find it because I wanted something not complicated. The worst thing if you're going to do a 50-hour video here is making things super complicated. I don't like super complicated. I like detail, but that's a different thing. Super complicated just clogs up my mind. I don't want to clog. Oh, talk about clogging up. Look at this. ATG went dead. Oh yeah, but I've got this down. I was going to put in the tutorial, but I couldn't. I had to bring it down to under 5 hours. But I've got that ATG down, how to fill it up immediately. So I did. So here we go. I have to do the inside of it. And I'm so excited that people actually watch my tutorials, even if they're, 5 hours long. Now here's where the bevel comes in. I'm going to be jumping all over the place. I'm sorry. But that's what I do. I've got to get this voiceover done. I can't do it taking my time. So, yep, here we are. 3x3. Oh yeah, have a drink of Coca-Cola, Carol. For all my Coca-Cola fans, I am cutting down. I am cutting back because I had an incident last week that scared me to death. And I'm going to share that with you. Yes, a health issue. And oh yeah, there you go. See that? But the reason why that I didn't make it that long. See how on this acetate, I lost my thought here on the bevel. That's the word, the bevel. I'm really glad that I had a boo-boo there. Here's the flip card that this wonderful lady on this, I think she's Australian or UK. She has a beautiful little accent there. And it was wonderful. And I took the LDRS Creative paper now that I'm showing you here, and I fussy cut out the ice cream cones on the one sheet. And we're going to use that. I think I used everything in this collection. And if I didn't, I apologize. But my goal was to use every stamp, every image, everything, every sentiment, all the cards. I tried my best. Angie, to get all your products in one card. And yeah, the best products, oh yeah, I go on. And there's new little inks, mini cube inks. I didn't get the new ones, but I will, they're given to me. So I am very grateful. So I used all different colors, stamping it all the way around the center. So I used 2 different stamps, as you can see, one of the tag stamps as the outside. Then I put the nice little round stamp that's in this collection there that says Sweet Treats. Oh yeah, just for you. Who doesn't want a sweet treat? If I had had anybody here, I would have shared my donut with you. So here I go fussy cutting. Oh, my crazy old hands. Yeah. I didn't like dies before because of that white edge, but I'm liking them now. Yeah. Fussy cutting. Oh, yeah, it's painful for me. But so is everything else, right? So let's just move on. Let's not complain about that. So I found me a punch that looked similar to the actual stamp that I was stamping with LDRS Creative, and I punched out a few. I didn't like the tag stamp behind it. There wasn't enough curvature in it, you know. It was just sitting there. Yeah. And then I found this stitching punch. We're going to use that too, okay? We're going to put every element that my little brain could think of over the last, I guess I've been working on this for 3 weeks, in there. Now, here's where I came up and I had to redo it. So I put the acetate over the front. Remember before it was underneath? You know what I did? When I heat set that sentiment, yeah, let's have a guessing game here. What did Carol do? I heat set it over top of the acetate. It was too funny, okay? I wish I had time to keep it in. I took my project off of the card and the acetate was all shriveled up on the card. I couldn't help but laugh because that's what I do. I mean, I do it. So it's no surprise to me that I actually, you know, heat set right through to the acetate. So I just, oh yeah, come on. We all do it, don't we? And now I grabbed some glitter paper because I wanted to have a border. And I wanted to match the colors, and this glitter paper really worked well. And I'm going to show you why I picked glitter paper when I show you what I did with the actual stamp. Yeah, with the stamp. And yeah, I wanted to incorporate black into this. Now, black is something very rich and it's regal. I like it. But I didn't want it to be overpowering, but I did want elements of black in it. So I'm working, to start it out, I'm just putting blacks, a little tiny 1/8 of an inch black strip, and then I'm going to put a little bit of this color here on it to go around all of the edges. And here, yeah, you're working with, I don't know, I was working with all kinds of glue here to put it down because you want to make sure that it really sticks. And you're going to get messy. You're going to have a baby wipe beside you to wipe your hands off. I don't know. I think on my left hand there, it looks like I got cat scratches. And I don't have a cat. I'm sorry. I don't know. It's not nighttime, but I'm finding everything funny. I don't have a cat. I don't know. Am I chewing on my arm? I have no idea. But anyway, yeah. Oh, Carol, calm down now. Calm down. I'm just so excited to show you this project. I felt like I wasn't, you know, I'd see all of the wonderful designers put their projects up on LDRS Creative blogs, and I'm looking at them and going, I'm coming. I'm going to have a tutorial. Really, I am. It's just going to take me some time. You have to go over and check out the wonderful creators for LDRS, the designers. Top-notch designers, beautiful cards, just beautiful cards. And yeah, I encourage you to go over, check the blog. There's always giveaways. You know, I always tell you there's no better clearance on anything that I have seen than on LDRS Creative. Angie really does. When she says clearance, she's wanting to get rid of it, and you are saving sometimes 90, 95%. And getting yourself top-notch die stamps, stencils, images, everything you want in the clearance section. You will be super surprised. And you don't have to break the bank to do it, to buy it, you know. Now we are going to be going all over the place here. You know that's the way I work. I'm just making sure I clean that acetate nicely, you know, so it doesn't have any dried glue on it. And I don't know where I'm going to be able to tell you a few things that happened to me. That one of them was Monday. It was April Fool's Day, I think. It was April 1st. And I woke up And I had little Hunter here. He's just such a joy. I love having him here. And he was sleeping in, and I went down to get his breakfast prepared. Oh, I'm going to stop right there because I want to show you what I did with this. I put on beacon glue on the front. Pretty sure it's the beacon glue. I have 3 bottles filled right in front of me. One is the beacon glue, one is the tacky glue, and the other one is the glossy accents. And I have one with let me just see. Oh, anyway, it's the Arlene's, the one that wasn't so clear. And yeah, so I didn't have any eggs. But that's okay because my son and my wonderful daughter-in-law live right across the lane on the farm. So I walked over and I asked if I could borrow 4 eggs. And my daughter-in-law said, Carol, have you seen your face? And I said, I don't know. I think I've seen it for near 65 years now. What's the matter with it? I mean, what's the matter with things that I don't know, you know? Here I'm putting on some ice cream. I end up making them too high. Yeah, you know I love to say that. Oh, it's too high. So anyway, I went in the bathroom, and you know what happened? I had a blood pressure aneurysm in my eyeball, and all the whites of my right eye exploded, literally underneath my eyeball. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked, and then my hubby got home and made me make an appointment with the eye doctor ASAP. And I went up there and I found out it was a blood pressure aneurysm. And I woke up at 6 o'clock with this pain over my right eye. I mean, and I thought, oh no, I'm getting a migraine. And here, my blood vessels had broken my eye. And now it's going to take, they said, about 3 weeks to a month to heal. So no makeup, none of that stuff. Isn't that a pleasant thing? No makeup when I go out. Oof. And cold washcloths on it 3 times a day, and it's going to get black, you know, black and blue. And I don't have blue eyes, so it'll be black and brown, and it looks terrible. Oh, yeah. So kind of, you know, I thought, okay, Lord, maybe it's just, you're just a wake-up call for me, especially with my blood pressure. It generally is extremely low, but and to have it, you know, spike, what it did was it spiked and broke the blood vessels. You know, when you're sleeping, it was 6 in the morning, I was just getting up. Well, I just thought I would share that with you because we're all family, right? You all come into my craft room and craft with me. So, you know, you're just, I like to share things with my family, my YouTube family. And yeah, so that's what's going on there. It doesn't hurt. So that's good. It's just it doesn't look good, you know. And, but anyway, yes. So here I am. Let's get back to that. I don't even want to talk about my eye. Here's that punch that makes the sewing holes or whatever you want to do with it. And I thought, oh, this is wonderful. I get to incorporate on the bottom gold and silver. You know, I have to get some gold into my projects, and this was perfect. So I went around my stash and I found some wonderful, kind of like a copper gold. It's not a true gold, but I do incorporate true gold into there somewhere. I'm sure I do. But I liked the way the darkness of the copper and the silver, and I made, I'm not sure if I sewed this, I have to wait with you, or I put X's. I think I started out with X's, but it didn't really work because, as you can see, the dots when you make it are a little off. Oh, I guess we're not even going to see it. Yeah, I'm moving on. Yeah. So here we go. I guess I'm going to move back to stamping that. Oh yeah, here's where I go in and I find this. Oh, I love shopping in my stash. Can I say that 1,000? Oh, here's my true gold. I stamped the wonderful cupcake stamp with gold, and then I'm going to work that in. Isn't that funny? I said my eye doesn't hurt, and now my eye hurts. There you go. You should just let it go, right? So here I just take my pokey tool to get nice fine lines on here so it looks, you know, really nice. And yeah, so you can see I put the black behind there. I grabbed the turquoise to match the card base. Then I stamped with the little LDRS mini cubes. You're going to love them. Check those out. grabbed some Copic markers and I matched all of the ink colors that say sweet, excuse me, treats just for you. And I colored that in. Wait till I get down there. And then I decided, well, I'm going to just add dark gray around to separate the cupcake there. It's just dark gray. I don't work with black. Very seldom do I do black edges anymore. They are the darkest, probably a T10. I can't even tell you what they are, but they're a dark gray. Even the W9's a dark gray. To go around, you can see I went around the edges of the tag, of the punch that I had to fussy cut out. And now I'm just giving it some shadow. And this, honestly, oh my, the February, if you can see to getting the collection, you're going to not need anything to make a fun card for children. This has got it all. You know, we're all children, right? You can tell I'm, yeah, I'm quite childlike. I love to have a fun time creating. I love to laugh, you know, and laughter is a medicine. The Bible talks about it, and it truly is. So I put some sticky glue, and I am going to get back to that. I put some of the tacky glue on there. Then I added the beads, you know, the little bead stuff. Here I'm declogging. It seemed like I was declogging for hours all the time. I should stick the pin. I have these ball pins, you know, that have the ball on the end of them. But then while I'm working, I forget to put it back up. And you should stand them up so they don't clog. Let it just come down, even though you've got to, you know, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. See up in the upper right there? I can see it even with my upper right awful eye. I can see the thread. It's gorgeous. So I am putting on the seed beads. That's what they are. I did seed beads, 2 different colors here, the purple and the blue, I think, the turquoise, purple and turquoise seed beads, whatever I had in my stash. I used it. And here we go. Let's sew. Yes. I'm not a seamstress, and you know I've got that beautiful sewing machine that I have to thread. A sewing machine that has an automatic threader, an automatic bobbin thingy, and I can't get the thingy to work. Oh, let's not go there. But here I'm using a floss threader to sew. These are wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. A pack will last you all your crafting career. And you just get them wherever you get your toothpaste and stuff like that, your dental care stuff. And I am sewing in a line. Yeah, I didn't do the X's. I'm sewing in the gold. It's kind of copper. And then I'm going to sew in the silver, tape it on the back. And this is the stability that we're going to use to make the card stand inside to get the bevel. And I love that I made a mistake on this, because now my bevel's only like 1/4 of an inch on the curve angle. And, you know, this was fun too, even though I sped it up and had to cut off certain things and try and get the fun things into the video. Sewing is very relaxing. I can really understand why people love to sew. You know, my mom was a beautiful seamstress. I just didn't take it up, and now I am. Look at, I'm making a line. Yeah. Aren't you proud of me? So here we go. That's just, oh, just watching me go that fast is unbelievable. I don't go that fast doing anything. Yeah, not in real life. I'm going to leave in some of the things here. Now, I wanted to show you this. You know those tearaway cards that you just tear? My cardstock is super thick. This is the Michaels 110 pound. It's almost like 200 pound paper. It's so thick. But you know those tearaway cards, if you had thin paper, this would work. That little bug, it's called a sewing bug. You get it at your big box stores, and you can make straight lines by using your edged ruler with the metal on the edge. It's great. And if you wanted to add lines without having to run your die or punch, you know, this is a punch. I thought I would show this because I haven't used it forever. Yeah, I had to take this, and really, I wanted it really straight because this is where the bevel is going to stick in. I taped the back of it down. You can see, totally taped it so that the stitches wouldn't come unstitched. And I like the black, I like the silver and bronze on here. I will add some glue to the corners and I put ice cream cones down there. This project is full of sweetness, I am telling you. I had to cut out a few more, fussy cut a few more of them out. I made this too high as well, both of them facing in towards the center. And here I'm making sure that it's not, you know, orange tape in my stash. Love this stuff. It is sticky, sticky, and sometimes it just isn't that much fun to work with because when you release that plastic stuff, it wants to stick onto your skin. You know, we're both fighting each other to get off me, get off me. Yeah, you don't appreciate me. Yeah, that's my tape talking back to me. Oh, you don't appreciate me. Let me stick to you. Yeah, so there's your, yeah, making sure everything is straight. Let me get sensible here. I'm making sure that my sentiment, because it's going on acetate. So when I press this down with that orange tape, oh yeah, this is staying for sure. So let me see here. Now, the bevel is perfect. When I set that in there, oh yeah, my face hurt. I was just smiling throughout this whole project. I really was. Even my eye was smiling, yeah. And look at that. Oh, the sparkle glitter matches the cones. I see it. Do you see it? I see it. I just wanted you to see it. That's all. I'm making a point. Do you see it? I even did my nails. I stopped and did my nails in all the colors. I did mauve, pink, the two combination together. When you see it, I thought, I'm going to do my nails to match. Look at that. To match this, actually. Oh yeah, there's nothing I won't do for a tutorial, is there? Now, this is really funny. I don't know what this went to. I really don't. I had it in my stash. I have not made one of these sidebar pullouts before. I didn't see a video on how to do it. And I had to make this up all by myself, yes. So I knew I had to make a runner line, right? Oh yeah, you can tell a lot of things were happening on this. I was punching it with a punch. I was, you know, finally I said, Carol, just draw a line and get your cutter knife and cut out, because this is where the plastic bag has to slide through. Now keep in mind, my friends, I was making this up on the fly. I didn't have any tutorial to help me out. I didn't have any pictures. I just thought to myself, Carol, you can pull this together. I was doing this. I didn't have time to check the internet for tutorials, but I'm sure they're out there. You know, nothing is new under the sun. I always say that. But I thought, you know what? All you have to do, I've done these before, but that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, I've done them probably early, you know, on interactive cards. This is nothing new to, I just wanted it to be able to pull out on each side and then be able to have that flip. You'll see what I mean when I get going. And I was kind of proud of myself that I didn't look it up. I actually used my own brain power. But I don't know why I put those little squares up there. I don't know why I did that, but something was running through my head. Now, in your plastic bag, you want to make sure you slide it through, make it a little, you know, not, you want to have room on each side. So I put a strip of the orange tape. I think I used the orange tape, or else my 1/16 of an inch double-sided. Yep, the orange. So you put it on this one side of the bag, you know, your garbage bag. And you can see that I have a good amount of room back and forth. So I have that. I'm going to peel it out and then bring the other side of the bag up. Not tight, but not loose. It's kind of that just perfect, you know, where it's going to slide. You can see I just lay it down, press it, and it makes a perfect pull tab. Cut it off. Then watch this. You're going to put that tape part, once I get it cut nicely across there, I can tell I'm just cutting it. You're going to want to put that tape part, you know, the thickest end right there, push it up to the top of your cutout mark. Okay, oh, can you believe this? He's getting rid of any type of paper stuff on there. So I'll show you what I do in a second here. Oh, I hope I didn't leave that out. Wouldn't that be terrible? I'm adding double-sided tape around it to lift it up because you want it up off of your project. You don't want it, you know, that plastic to be cattywampus. And you know what? I do end up showing you that, but I guess it's just a little bit down the road. I'll show you how I made it so that you have one side and the other side flipping. I'll show you that. Now, the video for this section right here for the flip card that I did watch a tutorial, and it was the first tutorial I watched too, which was really nice, you know, because I knew I had a lot of work to do on here and I didn't want to be going through a lot of tutorials to find a flip card, and this was really a nice tutorial, very easy to listen to, excuse me, and very informative and inspiring. So I want to thank you for putting this tutorial up. So here I'm just, you know, putting it down and then now on that white card, let me just jump in here. You don't tape it. The only thing you tape is the band. That's what I liked about this watch. You just do the band. You have the measurement of the card you want to use, and I needed it to fit on the back of my original card base. So you just measure that out, put it, you know, stack it as many high as you want. And may I say that these little flip 3x3 cards, I did 3 high. Yes, I did plain, and then I used LDRS Creative paper, but I put them in layers, 3 different layers. This is so heavy, but I wanted it to, you know, really work. Now you put the tape over top of your band, and I used my 6-inch roll and just cut it down, or maybe my 5-inch roll, I can't remember. Either or works. Any tape on the back. I like this double-sided Suquang roll. So I used that. Now I'm going to put it down on my actual card base, and this is going to be the pull of it. I'm going to measure out. Oh, this is the most fun, and I know it's probably not English, grammatically correct, most fun, but it was the greatest time creating this cookie pan. I actually created it to look like a cookie pan with the edges on it, you know, all the way around. I didn't want just a piece of paper and it silver, and I wanted it to look like a cookie pan, and I wanted it to use like parchment paper. So I went down in my kitchen and I actually brought up some parchment paper. You can use not, I always say acetate, but you know what I mean. You can use some vellum. There's the word. I used to get those mixed up all the time, vellum and acetate. But you can get some vellum and put on it. I have the 40 pound, and you're going to make 2 creases. Watch, just go across and make them 2. So you have a little bit sticking out the side. You have, it ends up to be 3 scores because you're going to fold it up to make that little ledge that your pans have. I know I have pans that don't have edges. The professional pans there, they don't have any edges on them. But the nice Teflon cookie pans have that edge. You're going to miter the corners because you don't want to be working and fiddling with extra cardstock. This is silver paper that I got from my friend. We did an exchange. I gave her some papers and she gave me some silver and gold. I'll leave the link to it. And you're good. Thank you, Tina. This is your silver. And here's where I had to fold it twice, right? You want to have the ledge. And then I'm going to cut the other, like the one little teensy fold on the outside part. We'll cut that off later. But I had to make sure that this ledge was as close to being, you know, right on, spot on, because of my crazy detail thing happening. So I'm going to keep scoring until it makes this placement. That's why I made, it's actually 2 score marks, but you have a little ledge on the outside. See that? And yeah, you're going to go all the way around, build your ledge up on your cookie pan. And yeah, isn't this fabulous? I just love this paper. It was almost like working with tin foil, a heavy tin foil. And it has these 2 other white layers in the paper itself that I'm able to cut off to make it easier to glue. and it's a 1/16 of an inch exactly where the fold is to make the lip. Okay, so each one of these score marks is 1/16 of an inch, which makes it nice and easy. And I worked on this, even though I'm speeding it up. This took me a little while because I didn't want any air in it, because it in the bend and it didn't look proper and whatever. I just had fun with it. That's all I'm saying. And just keep mitering it so that it looks like the pan fold goes all the way around. I think of all the elements that I put in the card. I put the double pull out, I put the lower pull out, the flip card, a lot of elements. I did a shaker inside the flip card on the 3x3 cards. I did tags, so much in that. But this truly was the taste dans la resistance of all that I did for LDRS Creative on this one collection, one card tutorial. And I don't know, you know how one thing when you're creating just stands out more than another? You just absolutely, sometimes it makes you want to pull your hair out, but that's okay. You can still work without your hair, right? Yeah. So, ooh, there goes my ice cream. And here comes my, oh, I switched over. The parchment paper was too yellow for me. So I grabbed my 40-pound vellum. Hi. Oh, yeah. Cookies are coming. Cookies are coming. Oh, chocolate chip. Yes, I did a poll one time when I was doing a giveaway, and chocolate chip cookies won out. I asked what your favorite cookie was, and chocolate chip was the high number on there. So here we go. I'm putting that away. Now I'm working on something else. Of course, I never finish one thing right away. Now, in an LDRS Creative die set was this end, this pull-out tab. I loved it. And so I made 4 of them. I cut out 4 of them because it's going to be on the end of that pull-out, I don't know, hideaway release thingy. Yeah, and make sure if you're working with black paper, you wash your plates, because if you put white paper on there the next time, the edges are going to be black. I tell you that all the time. I try to think of it. Even with dark cardstock, it'll do this, because those dies are etched so beautifully and so wonderful. Yeah. So here we go. Let me show you this. Now, do you see this? This is, oh yeah, you do see that. There you are. You're looking. Yeah, let's blink. I must be just cleaning my eye out. Yeah. You want to get out your alcohol inks. I wanted to show you the difference between Yupo paper and Kodak paper that you get free if you have a copy machine. We get this free Kodak paper. I love it for certain projects. The shine on it. I do love it. And then I wanted to show you that, oh yeah, we're getting out some serious alcohol colors here with the alcohol ink. So the left side's going to be, the right side's Yupo, the left is Kodak paper. And I'm going to show you how it moves. I thought you would enjoy this because the Kodak paper on the left stays right put. Now, it has its place in creating, of course, but look at that Yupo. Oh my, it just travels. Yes, it's got traveling power there. And the Kodak, even when you use your liquid on here, that's your alcohol blending solution that I'm using here. See how it moves on the plastic of the Yupo opposed to the nice shiny Kodak paper? It just stays put. And I also used on my round, the applicators that you use to spread your ink, the ink applicators there. I use the felt leg protectors for your couch. That's what I was talking about. They have sticky glue on one side. They're round. They're the perfect size for those round blending applicators. So if you're ever out or you have some around the house that you use, under the couch or chair legs, the felt on them works perfect. So now I just bought a box of them and I keep them for my blending applicators to do alcohol ink. It's perfect because it's round. You don't get that square mark, you know, on the actual applicators that are square to use for blending. So here we go. I'm going around the edges of all of these. Some are orange. I did the sticks with Copic brown, and then I used a Copic color, like a darker orange, to make the strip down the center so the popsicles looked separated, you know. And I went around the edges with orange and gray. And I just set these aside, and I guess that was an R05. We'll see. And wow, looky here. LDRS Creative Ink samples. I love them. They have so many inks now in the small containers that I love. And whoa, there goes some ice cream. You're just going to love the colors. And I love using the small cubes. They're really nice. And it's helpful. So I needed a light brown and a dark brown, the hybrid ink. They are wonderful. You know, I love hybrid inks. They just are the middle section of a pigment and dye ink. So I have a little bowl there that I'm going to work with. That didn't work out. Oh yeah, they slid. You have to be very careful because that, you know, when you're stamping, it will slide on the Yupo paper, and the, you know, anything with a slick surface, it just moved on me, so I couldn't use it. Then I tried to put white embossing powder over it. Oh yeah, it was a mess. So here we go. We're going to use the dark and the light of the LDRS Creative large ink pads, and they're so juicy, they're so yummy, and I'm going to use both of these with the cones. Now, I wanted to share this with you. When you're stamping like this and you have to fussy cut, you don't have to be particular. And I wasn't. You will see this. I just wanted to offset, kind of ghost it. So I had two different colors, two different browns, a kind of a cocoa brown and a, it's called iced tea, and the other one's called coffee bean. And yeah, and then I fussy cut it again. Yes, the old fussy cutting. Oh, whenever they invented dyes, that was a good thing. And I remember how I didn't like the dyes. Isn't that funny? And now it's just like, oh no, I have to fussy cut. I mean, it's not going to kill you. You're going to be fine. You know, my hands were my little fingers. But here we go. It has both cones. Isn't that awful? It has the pointed cone that I just love those two. And then it has these normal cones. I know there's a name for each of them, but can't think of it. So I'm just Copic coloring and putting some little squares in there, all kinds of colors. See how that left bottom one there, it's all over? I don't care. I'm fussy cutting these. Yeah, I can make a mess. Go outside the lines. Woohoo! Fun time. And I'm just mixing up the browns, mixing up the grays, putting some yellow in there, cutting them out. Don't they look cute when you get them colored out? They're a real mess before that, but once you cut those out, oh yeah. And then you can add some little lines with your white pen to, you know, separate them into little squares like the cones look like. And it is so much fun. That's all I can say. It's just so much fun. Now, in my stash here, yes, I had this from another project. I know it's stash time. Yeah, you can see that I didn't stamp this out. I had this from a teacher card that I had made, and it's on Yupo paper. And I thought, I'm setting this aside because I will find a way to use that. And sure enough, I took the toppers. Look at these. They look like little hats, don't like helmets. They look like little helmets, but what they are is the fudge on top of the ice cream cone. So I used the two browns and a black to stamp this out. It doesn't matter. I went all over. And you want it to look nice and chocolatey. And then I went back with the Copics on these and added some texture, some more lines, whatever I felt, you know, the cone to look like, to make it a little tad realistic. But yet I wasn't being really, believe it or not, I wasn't being really fussy with these ones. Yellow's always nice to put in an ice cream cone too. I had so many of them to make, yeah, you kind of get tired. And, you know, but you still want it to look all right. And it does look like a cone no matter how you color the lines, right? I think it does. So here I go. And then I'm going to use that Yupo paper and I'm going to situate my ice cream, like my actual dollops of ice cream, on each color. And Oh, did it ever work out on the card? I'm not kidding. With the papers that I used, I was able to incorporate all of the colors to look like ice cream. I'm going over the edges with a dark gray, as you can tell there, off camera. Isn't that something? I think sometimes you just get relaxing back in your chair. You don't look up at your camcorder screen and see, oh, I like that ice cream cone. That looks kind of nifty. I like kind of bringing your Copic marker into the center so you get that sweet spot in the center. No, Carol, it has to be the other way, yeah. And I was just relaxing. I don't even know if I don't even think yeah, I did speed it up twice. So now we're going back to the front of the card for some reason. Yeah, I'm just doing a stare down to see, this is how I create. I kind of look at it, okay, what do I want to do? You would think I wouldn't put this section in my tutorial, would you? Because like I'm not doing anything, I'm just looking at it. But I thought, okay, there, I had my, I have to get my thought together. Be very careful stamping this. It will slide. But, fussy cutting, it's okay. See how it slid a bit there and made it a bit thick? I'm just going around to see, okay, what color do I want my ice cream to be? Oh, yeah, that looks like pistachio. Yes, it's so yummy goodness. I'm just flinging them over there. There you go. There you go. Let's have some ice cream. And then I have this little bowl, like I said. I put that to the side, fill it up, and then as I'm creating, we'll just have some fun doing it. I'm going to probably I hope I jump back to that plastic bag thing so I can show you how I did it. I think I do. Yes, I'm looking at it into the timeline and I see I do that. Here I'm doing the old fussy cutting. Can you ever feel the plastic to that Yupo paper when you're cutting? You can sense it's different from anything else, and it truly is made for alcohol inks. It really is. I haven't tried it. You could probably slide your hybrid inks down it. Oh, here we are, plastic bag thing. So I'm doing each side with the roll of double-sided tape so that I can lift it up and it's not going to get in the way, see, of that pull thing. And I really do. But you know what? Even if I don't show this portion of making that slider, it's going to be in that tutorial. Oh, there went my ice cream flavors. It's going to show you in that tutorial that I'm going to leave. She did a wonderful job on that. I really do hope I do that, though. It's not like me to take it out of the edit, Here I'm just picking some pattern paper. I'll tell you the best I can here if I don't show you. The top portion here, remember we put the tape on, the real thin 1/16 of an inch tape, then I cut it off. Turn it over, like just flip it over and then rotate it 160 degrees or 180 degrees. Just rotate it so that on the other side, you have it on the top section to do another line. So I have this one where I've cut out my paper. Let me just show you. So there's the one side of the tape. Then I'm going to use this yellow polka dot and for the other side. So I hope I flip it here. Come on, Carol. Yeah. So see how I flip the card. I'm putting another one on. On the other side, that tape is on the bottom. On this side, it's on the top. That's how I'm going to tell you. I'm doing it again. Okay, here we go. I don't know why I put it in twice there. So you're going to put that in. So on the other side, when you flip it, one is at the top. When you flip it over, then you're going to rotate 180 degrees and put that line of tape on the upper portion. So really, one will be at the top on one side and one will be at the bottom on the other side. And this tutorial will show you perfectly how to do this. It really will. It was a very well done tutorial and I appreciate it. I appreciate the lady that did that. And yeah, we'll go from there. As soon as she lets me know that it's okay to put her tutorial up, which she probably won't mind. So here you go. You have the lifted portion. You have the pull tab on your flip cards, because the reason why I did a flip like that was to showcase all of the wonderful 6x6 papers. That's why I did that. And you want to close this to put your tabs on. That's what I'm going to say there. Close it, then put your tabs on. Then you're going to cut around it. Yeah, do you see that? I hope you see that because it's really easy. Yes, easy peasy once you see it. And you can put any tabs on the end of these pull-out things, but LDRS Creatives come up with that too. Aren't they beauteous? Yep, flip it. Boop, 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 boop. I love it. Then I'm going to fussy cut around this, which is fine. Then I have to go and find something, some kind of, I didn't want to use thread or wool. So I found this stuff. I think they call it like eyelash wool or something. It's so feathery fine. It had every color I used in this card in that eyelash stuff. I'm just showing you that I'm going to outline all of this in gray. I took my crocodile and made the hole so it was perfect. Then I went around with the dark gray Copic so that you didn't see any of the white on the edges. There we go. Yeah, then I'm going to crocodile that hole out. And when you pull on the one side, the other side comes out. It's beauteous. I just love it. I just love the idea of having one card with so many interactive elements. I just loved it. I'm going down on each side, and then I hope right now I get it out to show you. Look at my, yeah, here it is. Oh, I think it's called eyelash string, or I don't know, it weighs nothing. If you just, blew on the surface there, it would just blow away off of my island. And I just put it through the hole. I love how each color that I used, isn't that something with your stash? You can always find something. You can. I've been January, February, March, 3 months I haven't bought a thing, and I have used the elements for my design team project that was sent to me, but to add certain things to it and to get the textures and find, different elements, you find it in your stash most of the time. And I have had a blast shopping in my stash. I really have. You bought it because you liked that stuff, but then you end up seeing new stuff and new stuff. And I can't tell you, I haven't bought a lot of products in the last year because I really love shopping in my stash, And here I crisscrossed the ice cream on the bottom. It just had the one, but I found it looked nice with it crisscrossed here. And just going over the fact, I just want to see what it's all looking like. And I'm showing my friend on Facebook. It must have been in the evening. It's either Debbie or Tina. I'm showing them what I've done so far, because if you see me pointing towards the left, it's my iPad sitting there. So here we go. I'm going to go over this with a dark orange, but I want to tell you something here. When you get one of those creamsicles, how it has the white in the center, I ended up grabbing some felt and, and putting it in between the fudgicles there, the creamsicles, and it looked so cute. I'm searching here. I want to use the sweet element, but I have the love one for now, and I'm going to put L-O right like that, so when you open it, and then the V-E on the other side. So when you open it, you have love. Oh yeah. And then you can see that I put those creamsicles on each side of the pull-out tab. Just looking at it there, I didn't use that. I'm pretty sure I didn't use the creamsicles. They're not fastened there. If they are, yeah, see, I knew I didn't use it. I wanted to use an arrow element that I had in an LDRS Creative Die set. So I used the arrows to show that you pull it out. You can pull either side and they're both coming out. Here I'm struggling. Okay, what am I going to use? What am I going to use? I'll tell you what I did here. I grabbed another love die cut out, and I wanted to put right inside there so it looked like it was continually writing. I didn't want to leave it, I wanted it to look like it was coming out of the actual stencil. So I just cut 2 little elements there and put it on, and here's my felt. I cut some off to put inside my creamsicle. You have to have cream inside your creamsicle. So I did. And it gives you some 3D look, and it looks on the side, when you look at the side of your card, you get the look of a creamsicle. But I thought of something else. If you don't have white felt, you can put, I have those LDRS sticky strips, and I did one of them with that, and on the side you see the white sticky strips. So both of them worked out just as nice. You know, they both had the 3D effect. You want to put one popsicle on, you know, each side, so that you know, it doesn't look like something's missing. There's the LDRS strips. I put those on the bottom of the actual popsicle stick. So yeah, and then I color it brown, because you don't want your creamsicle white cream to go down into your stick. So I did think of that, can you believe it? I thought of putting the Copic marker on the sides in brown. And I don't put them there either. I'm pretty sure I don't. No, I don't. I used a different element because it was raised up too much and it took too much of the black away. So I wanted to save it. There it goes on each corner, a creamsicle. Why not? I have all of those elements to use, and I was bound and determined to use them in this project. And if you're still with me, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. You know, your comments mean the world to me. And I love hearing, you know, what inspiration you received off of my tutorial. That means a lot to me. And here I'm going over the sides. That was the sides of the actual creamsicle. Now I'll take a brown and go on the side of the sticks, and then we're going to call it creamsicles. We're going to put them on the edges there. Just, you know, where I had to go across, it covers the black line. Now, here's the sweet. I had already in my stash, I had a white and another kind of a creamsicle colored sweet glued together. So I took those out of my stash, and then I die cut another sweet, and I'm going to put the darker on the top there. So I'm just going to go over it with my Nuvo glue, glue her down, and make sure I ghost it so that you can see the elements. And then I put the white over top. Because I'm using different oranges, I didn't want to have a bright orange on there. I think the contrast of the white was really nice, and you could see the two other orange colors underneath. And yeah, I put that on the inside. I'm just going to put it down there, and that little element is finished, and I'll go back to that. I'm always going back. Here I'm just making sure that I put my creamsicles on the edges so you don't see the cut in the strip I used with the glitter. And that was my idea there. And then we're going to go back to doing this, the upper part there. I thought the sweet was just too bare, so I ended up using some of the ice cream, I'm pretty sure. So I put the cone, and I made it 3 high. And yeah, let me just see. Did I do 3? Or did I do 2? I guess I used the hot fudge on it. And I ended up cutting it underneath. When I was fussy cutting, I did it a little different. See how one is different than the other? Because I didn't want it to look mirrored, you know. I wanted to have its own hot fudge look. So you have that one and the other one, and just go over the edges. And then I took a Copic. I don't like anything up in the air, so I took a gray Copic color, and I actually went on the other side. Now, if you're going to overlap anything, you want to make sure you go back and color it in. You don't want the white cardstock showing, right? And then I even did some shading on top of the fudge. So yeah, so it matched the bottom there. You know, that, you know, there was shade up there. And there you have it. And then some shading on the bottom, and I took a lighter gray to do the shading underneath the word sweet. And there you have it. It pulls out. You want to color the backs to the colors that the front has on it. And I thought, why not? Let's add some ice cream too. You know, we're showcasing all of this. So we've got creamsicles, we've got the pointed cones with the ice cream on it. It's kind of like a graham cracker. I can't remember what they call that. I always get these when we go out for ice cream. Generally, we get on our Harleys, and there's this place a couple hours away that makes, oh, they make their own ice cream. It's wonderful. So anyway, yeah, you can get that one there. To me, looks like bubble gum. Looks like bubblegum ice cream. Yeah, yuck. But it does look like bubblegum, right? I don't like it sweet. I love pecan ice cream. Yeah, I'd love to hear what you like in ice cream. If you can leave it in the comment. I always love to hear what people have. Look at all that nice eyelash trim. That's the word. It's just beauteous. It's not overdone. I don't think it's overdone. You know, even though we've used a lot of elements, it doesn't look overdone to me. And now I have to figure out, okay, what are we going to do next? What's the next thing? Well, of course, I have to fill up every page of the flip ups. So I took out my acetate and I'm going to make an acetate sentiment to go on one of these 3x3 papers that flip up. So I thought acetate will look wonderfully. And wait till you see where I use it. I was going to use it so this showed through, but I have to show you. It says on there when you're reading it, I put an N. They have a separate N, and I think it's because it's, I'm trying to see it here. I'm using different StazOn ink colors because we are working on acetate, right? So I have to use different colors to match all of the colorful papers. And then you're going to see that N. Anyway, get it? Anyway. Yeah, I'm getting tired. Anyway, I took that out with a little bit of an alcohol pad because it had an ah, and then I put N. I don't know what I was thinking there. So I put some glue dots on the back of here on each corner, which doesn't matter because I'm going to use some round what do you call those things? Those nice dots, those nice colored dots. I'm going to cover my little things. And I got that Elmer glue dot, automatic glue dotter at the dollar store where nothing's $1. And it comes in handy because I just take the glue dots, I just press it down with my fingers, take the glue dots off, and look at that. Hope you're having and I don't know why I put the N. There's a separate N in there for a reason. But anyway, I think this is exactly how I did the setup for this. And remember, I'm filling each one of these 3x3 cards with beautiful images. So we have that to do. There's my little dots, my colored dots. Isn't it funny how we can't remember something so that you look at them and they look like dots? So there you go, dots. Here we have it. I have the ice cream, and then I grabbed the dots, and it's kind of like a creamy white, a nice vanilla. And I just arranged them to make a cluster that's kind of different on each side, like that. And there goes one page. I think I only left 2 pages that were free. And the pages were, yeah, I don't know what oh, that's my eraser, the little thin eraser. It's like the fat white one, but it's, oh, I've got it here. I'm not sure the name of it, but it's nice and tiny and I love it. So I just had to take a mark off. Now I went into something that wasn't in the collection, but I wanted to use it. And isn't that something when you go to look for something, it totally breaks my train of thought. I wanted to have the tag. I think this is from a release, one release ago, maybe 2. I'm going to leave it on my blog anyway, but this is a wonderful set to have on hand to make a quick tag, especially for a 3x3 front. It's just perfect. So I ended up putting a sentiment. I got out my LDRS Creative mini cubes. These colors are great, and cubes are, I think I've received a fair amount. I have over a dozen of them, and they are juicy and vibrant and hybrid. I'm going to say the hybrid 1,000 times because hybrid inks, if you're new to crafting, hybrid inks are a dye ink and a pigment ink. They're right in the middle. So a dye ink dries quickly, a pigment ink doesn't. It gives you some time to heat set some embossing powder, and this is in the middle line. And I put some clear embossing powder on the tag. I think it's so sweet. already showcasing the wonderful coupon tickets there. We're going to cut out, fussy cut, and use on a shaker on one of these 3x3 flip up elements. So it's You Are Awesomely Wonderific. All these new words I get to use. It's fabulous. I love this set. Absolutely wonderific. And yeah, so I took my clarity brushes and I whisked over the LDRS Creative mini inks. And oh, you know what this looks like when you use any type of a brush like this? It can be a shaving brush, any kind of brushes that you have. I always wipe them down. Here I think I went to the green. All I use is a baby wipe or paper towel. Generally a paper towel, and I move on to the next color. It looks like you took colored crayons, you know, and you lightly colored in. It has a look all of its own. I really like it when you're using the clarity brushes, any brushes. And I'm going over the edges with the same colors that I used on the tag. I'm going to place that on a slant right here. Then I'm going to grab some more of my little dots, my colored dots. I'm sure they have a name to these as well. I love these because they have 3 sizes. I'm going to fit them inside the floral here, I think. I do the whole thing. I ended up starting to put it just in the center, and then I thought, oh, it just doesn't look right. I have to add it in all of the holes too. And purple, green, and pink. Perfect combo. It was what I used in the font there on the inks. And then I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to run some tape on the back, and we're going to put that on there. Look at that, perfectly straight. And then I'll cattywonkus the tag. I put the same beautiful eyelash string, I'll call it. I put it through the hole there, and then I took a glue dot to form. I didn't want it flicking in and out, getting caught on anything. So I just put a glue dot on it, you know, put it down the side. I think it looks really pretty. And then I'm not sure if I think I would have raised it up. Yes, I did. I did raise it up. And I used the Doris strips. And there you have it. I ended up stopping. Like when I was doing this tutorial, I stopped and moved my Copics to a different position on my island because I kept having to reach forward for them. It was driving me crazy. So I moved them over to the left side, and then you move that so you start cleaning, and a few hours later, you know, you can't find anything because you moved it all. I do it all the time, you know. I always say I'm not going to do that. Oh, there's my little eraser. It is, I'm going to find that. That is an amazing eraser, and it's made by, I'll leave it in the description. Isn't that funny? I'm going to look for it and I can't find it, and it's right in front of me. That's what I just said. I can't find anything. But it's the tiny version of the white flick eraser. Boy, oh boy. Can't remember. But anyway, I'm not going to lose sleep over it, but I will think of it probably as I am creating here. Oh, let's go back to these fabulous cookies. Like I said, this was my favorite. I'm gluing, yes, I'm gluing the fold down. And then the next fold that I had, I cut it right off because I realized I didn't need to use that outside little bit. So I cut it off, and now I'm gluing the 2 sides in so it looks like it has that little ridge. It's the perfect little ridge. I love this cookie thing. I put it on the front of the flip up panel, and nothing happens to those cookies. Wait till you see them. Oh, so cute. This is the, like I said, this is the element that I truly enjoyed right here. Was the tin and the cookies. And I did the cookies dimensional, and I've done this forever. I think you've seen it on other tutorials where I flip them upside down and I use a stylus, and I'm going to show you the stylus, that set that I do have, and it's for cake making. And it has a nice big large plastic ball on the end of them like all different sizes. And so if you have that in your kitchen, it works out perfect if you don't have a large stylus, you know, with a metal ball on the end that is large enough to do what I did. Oh, if that makes any sense. It's so happy that you're joining me. I always, you know how I feel about my long tutorials. I struggle with it, I really do. But I've come to the realization just about that you can just watch it through, you know, little segments, or you can scroll through it and just see what the ending was like. You know, it's like going to the back of a book. And yeah, so there it is. Isn't that awesome? I just love it. And then I took, because I had double-sided tape all on the back, then I took two of my two of my bone folders there, put one up, butt one up alongside the other, and ran this. If I ever get it down to do it, yeah, there you go. I just wanted it not to have all those little wrinkles in it from the wrinkled silver paper. And yeah, I'm just really happy. I'm happy the fact that I thought to make sure that I mitered the edges on the corners, because then they fit right in together. I added a little bit of glue just so it didn't fall down, and my two Teflon bone folders worked out perfect to butt up one against another. One is a Teflon bone folder with edging out. The other one is for scoring. Why watch me stamp cookies, right? When you can watch a cookie going crazy on the screen. Oh yeah, I don't want you to be bored. You got to break it up. I love the way that cookie just, oh, he just tuckers up, but then he starts up again. Woohoo, lasso, yeah, let's go. So here what I'm doing is the cookie stamp has the bite out of it, and I want these to go on my cookie sheet. So I just made them full, then added a few more chocolate chips onto them. Look at that. And then Copic color. Go, go, go. Isn't that awesome? And just, oh, wait till you see these chocolate chip cookies. They look like you could bite out of them, but you can't, because I already filled them in. I don't want any bites out of my cookies. You're going to have to control yourself, okay? Yeah. And so here I am adding my chocolate chip, and I'm going to add some grays right there, some dark gray, just to give it around the edges some dimension, some shadow. Even on your cookies you want to have shadow. I mean, come on. It's wonderful. You can just, you know, light cookies, dark cookies, because these are going to go on the tray. You can't have the same, you know, your oven doesn't, well, mine doesn't. They don't all look identical sometimes, you know. Some of them look a little more cooked than others, maybe. I don't know. I think they do. And here I'm going over it again. I'm going over it with, I think it's a tea, I don't know. It's a dark gray. It's not a black. I'm pretty sure. Turn them all over, and here's where I start breaking up the fiber in the paper. This is fabulous. But you know what? You could be here till your next birthday if you use the small end of a stylus. I'm thinking to myself, why am I suffering like this? Breaking up the fibers. Break out that wonderful Wilton set that I have when I do wedding cards for the fondant. It has beautiful rollers on it. It has the big stylus balls for bringing in the fondant on the cakes. Yes, I used to have a cake business. I think everybody, so many people I know or I watch tutorials used to have a cake business. That's where we used to submerge ourselves into creativity. I did a lot of Wilton cakes, and yeah, I used to take the Wilton books, put them in a binder, and then people would come to the house and they would pick one, and I would do a replica of that cake, whether it be for a wedding, birthday, shower, whatever. And that's why I had the Wilton set. So here I am struggling again, breaking up the fiber, which is really nice because I had it all worked out, or worked in, so to speak, because you want these to puff out. Whew. Okay, enough's enough, I said to myself. let's get that big Wilton set out. Oh yeah, I brought it up to my craft room. Oh, not before I get out my, oh, this is hysterical. Not only do I get out my Wilton, I get out some little yummies there in that test tube. That's real sprinkles for a cake. And I thought nobody's going to know because I'm going to put glue over them and they're not going to rot. Here's my Wilton set with the huge ball on it. Look at all this goodness. Don't let that go by. You can get that at a box store with your coupon. And there's the biggest, oh, that's the granddaddy of granddaddy stylus right there. And the fibers are all broke up, and these cookies had such dimension. Whoa. I was like, oh, my face hurt from smiling. I was so happy. I was so happy with my little cookies. Look at them. And then I cut some of them smaller because they're not perfect when you get them out of the oven. So I cut some smaller, and oh man, yeah, happy. If I was going to just scream anything out, it would be, praise the Lord, this is so exciting. I'm so happy. Yeah, who gets happy over little stamped cookies? I do. I love what I do. I love LDRS Creative stamps and collection and dies and stencils and all the kind of goodness that Angie puts out every month. It's fabulous. Wait till you see March. Oh, I can't wait to get started on that. But, you know, I'm not going to do an all March card. You don't have to worry. I'll try to keep it down. And the Ultra, I had glass glitter there. I was looking for some raised dots, you know, in the different sizes. And I remember I've had these in my stash forever. And I don't use them because out of sight, out of mind. When the lid goes on that, so does my brain. It shuts it out. And I don't remember I have them. But because I cleaned there, I had moved them. Oh yeah, come on. Cookie jogging. Let's go. If you're going to have a cookie, you got to get out there jogging. So I put one of these. Yeah, I know. I'm losing it, but that's okay. It's better to have fun than not have fun, I always say. So I put one of the great big dots. They were almost as big as my little cookie. And I put it in the center, pressed it down because I didn't want to lose that beautiful stylus, you know, making it three-dimensional. I didn't want to lose the dimension on the cookies. So when you have, yeah, that great big dot right there, I put that on the back of the cookies. And oh yeah, look at that. You hardly had to press it down because I really did put dimension in there with my Wilton set. And with the stylus, pushing it right down in and, you know, working my way into the center was, oh. I'm not saying I don't have fun with my little cookies here, and I think that little dancing cookie is as cute. He's not dancing. You know what he's doing? He's doing the rodeo dance. Oh yeah, and I like the way he just stops and hangs his arms. And people ask me about all the little transitions I put in. I do purchase all of them so that I have them for my tutorials. I knew what this tutorial was going to be about when I was finished, obviously, so I went in and purchased all of the fun stuff that you see, all of my inserts and doggies and cookies and all that goodness, my transitions that go in between with the ice cream, my little ice cream truck. And yeah, it's worth it to me because I think it's a lot of fun. And I love to put smiles on my subscribers and viewers' faces. So I hope you're smiling through that. And you're going to really get a smile through this because this is my sprinkles. It's real sprinkles, edible sprinkles. And I'm using the Tim Holtz Distress, some type of glue stuff I had there. And I just got out the chocolate ones. They break with your nail because they are edible little things, sprinkles. And I put them all around because you know when you're taking your cookies out, this is my third batch, let's say. Let's just use our imagination here. It's my third batch and you get all of these, you know, I'm not saying they look like something else, like, you know, if you had a hamster or something or a mouse go by, but no, these are crumbs. Don't even go there. Oh, it's my glaze. I put the glaze over top to save my crumbs. Yes, I don't want my crumbs like, you know, getting moldy. by my cookies. That'd be terrible. Yeah, sorry. I just had a moment there. Just that visual was not nice. So I'm putting all of my little crumbs all over. And they have to be all different sizes. You just wait until you can put glossy accents. You can put the beacon glue, any kind of glue over top, and it will protect it. And I think it's oh so sweet to have. You can see why I enjoyed this section, can't you? And if you want to make a single card with just this inspiration, I would be very pleased. Oh, come on. Then jog, yeah, back to the cookie. Yes. So here we go. Now I'm going to lift it up to show you that they don't fall off. You're not going to have to worry when you're flipping that flip card that any damage is going to come to your nice cookies or your little cookie crumbs. Yes, and I just sat there and looked at him. I thought, yep, even though the stamp had a little bite out of it, you know, you can make them look like this. Just cut them in different sizes once you stamp them, you know, some smaller than others. I put a big gigantic glue dot right there from that Elmer's dot thing. I got it at the dollar store where nothing's $1. And put them in between all my cookies. Yes, and now we're going to place it on the tray for to get it out of the oven. I'm not going to say put it in the oven. They're already cooked. Oh yeah, I haven't totally lost my mind. They're already cooked. And this is the start of our flip card. And don't forget that I am going to put the link so that you can make this flip card yourself. And then when you get the collection from LDRS Creative, I don't know what I'm doing right there. I don't know what I was just doing. Oh, I was adding another little crumb. Oh, I tell you, when you're given to detail, you have to look at it and see, okay, I didn't count it to see if it was an odd number. I'm not that over the edge. Look at the little gummy drops there. Oh, this card collection is yummy. So there we have it. I flipped it a lot of times for you to see that your cookies aren't going anywhere. Yep, you're not even going to be, yeah, I'm not even going to say something about your cookies, like getting rid of your cookies. No. Of course not. And now we're going to put a couple of more popsicles on there. Oh yeah, let's popsicle up the sides. You got to cover the cardstock. If I didn't do that, you would think something was the matter with me, right? Yeah, so let's get that on the edges. And now we're going to cut out all of these wonderful little coupon tags. Is that what they are? Little, yeah, coupons. I see the word coupon on one of them. A ticket. That's what they are, because right beside the coupon is a ticket. We're going to cut that, and this was the inspiration for my shaker card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colors, 6 different colors. Ooh, did I do an even number? I don't know. And then I found a die from another LDRS Creative die set. That is the beauty of ordering these in the actual collection, in the, you know, when they come out as a set, is because you can go back to other sets and use them. Here it is here. These are Teflon coated, my friends. LDRS Creative dies are Teflon coated. They go in one pass, they cut. Super, super wonderful, okay? There is nothing, you know, this is just wonderful. I wanted to use half of this. So what I did, nope, you can't use that little die. Oh yes, I'm needing some Coca-Cola here, folks. Yeah. And I want you to know I have cut back. I need acetate, so that's why you see that plastic sheet there. I'm going to cut a couple of acetate pieces out just to have one on hand to put back in the package. I try to do that when I create. It's just a little tidbit that if you're cutting anyway, cut an extra one and put it in your pack of dies or stamps or whatever, so that if you are doing something and you remember, oh, I've got that, it's already cut, I'm going to use it. Put it in your package and put it away, and that way you have it at, you know, your fingertips. I think it's wonderful. So here we go. I'm counting the little wee boxes here so I get to cut it in the middle. Are you serious, Carol? You're just using half of it, but this is what I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, oh, 5. It's probably a 9, and I actually had to calculate it to get it in the middle. No, it couldn't have been, because I didn't see me go half a box there. So let's cut it, and we'll start our shaker. You know I can't have a tutorial without a shaker. You know that. Even if it isn't a shaker card, I have to put a shaker in there. Yeah. And the DeRee strips here work wonderfully. You take both sides off, okay? That way you don't have the plastic on the top when you're trying to curve it around the corners. It curves like butter. It's beautiful. Then leave the opening in the top for now because I want to put my coupons down in there. And I'm going to put powder. Now, only powder. I just took, yeah, I didn't have time to try and get out some, so I took the bottom off and put some on the acetate, and then I put it all over because I know I'm going to make it too high. Of course it's going to be too high, right? So you don't mind the baby powder all over here. I don't want my beads and my, my glass glitter to stick to the DeRee strip on the sides. So if I know I'm going to do it double high, which I generally do, see I didn't say too high, which I generally do, I just put the powder on there and you're safe to go and all your goodies are just in there, just rolling around, having a good old time. Here's my glitter glass. Love this stuff. There's my beads. These are my frills. I did that beautiful green color, and then I added, of course, some more chunky diamond glitter. There's nothing like it when it's all mixed up. Then I have to situate my colors and get all my coupons in there because I want to showcase this paper. And it's coupons, tickets. It's not coupons. I know what a coupon looks like. It's tickets. Yes. And let's put some double-sided tape on the bottom, take it off, put it on the acetate, and you have a very different looking shaker. Don't you though? Yeah. Oh yeah, you've got to come up with different. That's all there is to it. And that keeps your creative flow going, your mind just going crazy like, okay, now what can I do with this? And knowing I'm going to scotch tape the back so they're all scotch taped together on the back. You're not going to see that because it's going to be flush to my paper. So that was great. I knew that I needed the stickers just to stick it on the acetate. And yeah, then you need some double-sided tape, and I think I threw on some scotch tape. I'm pretty sure, but you never know. Let's just see if I did. Yeah, let's get it off the... You always know I end up with a space of 6 by 6 to create in. Look at it. I have everything moving in on me. I have a whole island, kitchen island, in my craft room, and I create with 6 by 6 because I work my way into the center. Look at that. Isn't that yummy? Yep, here's my scotch tape right over top of the back because I don't want any of my pearls and glitter glass escaping. And it's double-sided tape. Let me mention that. Double-sided, so it's going to stick when I put it down. It's that roll that looks like scotch tape, but it's right there, Scotch. It's made by Scotch, double-sided tape. Then I'm going to put that down on that beautiful navy and white polka dots. Look at that. Oh, yeah, sweet. Sweet, sweet. Talk about sweet. You have yourself cookies, tags, glitter. Oh, yeah. Then I go around it, of course, with pearls. You have to pearl and girly this up. Yes, you do. And, yeah. So I'm having fun with it. And, I love pearls. I was actually going to color them in with the Copics, and I thought, no. I want it to be kind of girly and different because the polka dots, I wanted the round pearl to kind of match the polka dot. Then I end up adding one more on the side because I don't know why. I guess when the DeRee strips went on, I kind of got a little cattywampus on it and it wasn't quite to the same look as the left side, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm not bothered by it, truly. And just a little bit at the beginning. But then if I'm looking at it, I'm going, hey, what's going on here? Yes, but that's all right. Let's just add another pearl if you can get it on there. Yeah, come on. Right there at the end of your ice cream cone and waffle cone. Is that what they call those ones? Just came to my head. See, it might be days later, but it does arrive. It just arrives late into my brain. Yeah. So we're getting, oh yeah, we're almost on it. So there we have, okay, let's pull the bottom because it's a flip card. So you have this awesome stripe with the awesome zigzag. So I took the bottom half of a die cut that I made with the same tag die. I'm going to put it there to match the green. And then I'm going to put another one over top of that. Yes, I have my house coat on, so I must have been doing this at night. Oh, yeah, I was doing it day and night, day and night. And I thought to myself, people are going to think, like, where is she? This is where I was. I was just working a whole collection into one card every day. And here we go. So this I wanted to have somewhere to put in, like to have a tag, to put a tag down in. You know, so I left the one space open and I only glued around the edges. So the orange part is totally down, but the green I left up. This is from one of the cards, paper collection. I fussy cut it. And if you want to press it down and not get oils on your paper, just put some acetate packaging over top and press it down. So there you go. This was fussy cut. This was a fussy cut project too, wasn't it? Oh yeah. And I'm going to put some shading in there, of course, and so it's not just sitting in the air. And yeah, I lightened it up because it's a textured paper. This is a textured paper I used out of a paper pack to get the solid colors. Pretty sure, or it could have been from an earlier LDRS Creative pack, probably. So here we go. This paper, this 1 6x6 sheet had all this candy goodness on it. So I added 3 of them to the front of my little tag there. And I just think it looks yummy. See, there's the paper. I'm pressing it down with the paper because nothing's worse than getting those your oil from your skin, your hand oil skin stuff. Whew, say that all 10 times fast. Then I grabbed my dots, my colored black dots, and I put a purple. I put one on the other side. And then, you know, I cut this piece that slid down under the green there as my tag, but I didn't use it. I used it on something else. So just when you're looking at this, pretend that's not there, okay? You know how you do that when you're working a project and you think you like it right there, like I do. There's nothing bad about it. I end up putting little teensy weensy micro pearls on all the corners, which I used this, so that was good. It just, I needed something black in there, and I'll show you what I did when I continue on with this all collection in one card tutorial. How's that? Yeah, I'm showing you that I did the little dots. I'm telling you, those pearls are so tiny. Look at that. I love that pistachio ice cream cone on the right hand side, don't you? And then it's like a creamsicle ice cream, that orange. Oh, it's so good. Looks good. Looks good no matter what. Yeah, I had a little bit of glue there, so I'm just taking her off. Yeah, don't totally scratch it there because that's the Yupo paper. Yeah, it's just like plastic. It works wonderfully. But when you're gluing it, you're going to have to put a clip. I used my pinchy things to hold it down to dry. You'll see that when I do one of the projects there, or put something heavy on it. But using your tweezers work really well. So here we go. Yupo paper, you're going to need to do that because it raises up due to the fact that it is kind of like a plastic. Here's another one of the hard papers. And with flipping it up, for some reason, you can see on the crease, it just removed a piece of the paper, but I do remedy that. Now, here's where I went into my stash. These are sandwich bags that when I was die cutting, what you do is you just die cut 1,000 die cuts, put them color coordinated, all different size tags I had in my stash using all of the tag dies, and separate them. I got a dollar store clip on it where my dollar store has nothing for $1. So it's my dollar store where nothing's $1. Then I grabbed a large tag and I grabbed a tiny tag. And each one of these colors has every size tag you can think of on this pinchy clip. Yep. Ooh, there goes my ice cream flavors. Yummy. Well, I still have my voice. How are you doing? Are your ears hurting or your eyes? I can't admit, like this is 2.5 hours long. Oh my. Here I'm using the LDRS gray to put the sentiment on there. Here's the scoop on the little tag, and I'm putting an ice cream cone. Very light, very light. Look at those beautiful colors, the hybrid inks. Then I had to go into another package to get this spoon. Oh yeah, you can't have a sundae. I mean, look at this, the perfect sundae. You could put the hot fudge stamp on the top. So many things you can do. But I stuck to, I think, just a one scooper. Yeah. And the spoon. And we are going to quickly Copic color that. Oh, a cherry on top. Are you kidding? Of course. You have to have a cherry on top. And then I sat and I relaxed and I colored me some Bordeaux burgundy cherry ice cream. That's what came to my mind with this ice cream. Going, I'm cleaning my stamps, putting them back, and I'm moving on. This tag, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put it, but I thought, oh, don't even go there. Let's just start stamping. And they had this beautiful stamp, but I didn't stamp it hard enough for some reason, but that's why they make the Copic pigmenting pens, right? Yeah, I switched up. This, I think, is a 0.05, or it could be the 0.03, whatever you have that's Copic friendly, as far as a nice pointed marker that you can fill this in. I love this. I have Staedtler as well as the Copic pigment pens, so I'm not too sure what this is. And it just really cleaned up that corner, didn't it, having it on there? And that's in this stamp set, which I will show you on my blog. And here I'm going with my Bordeaux Burgundy Cherry Ice Cream. So you have to set a base. If you're doing red, grays and oranges as a base is very nice. And I don't look at, I just grabbed, when you see it, I think I have about 75 I took out that are on my island to the left. I took it out of my holder, that I have. I think everybody's seen it when I've shown a tutorial of my craft room. And yeah, so here we go. Let's get some burgundy on here. And we're working with a glass, which this is very nice to do because you know how a sundae glass is nice and thick. You don't have to really get it so you're seeing anything in the background because the glass has more lead in it. So you can make it more to the grays. I'm using a China marker. You know what those are, where you pull the string and all of the paper rolls off. It's good to have a China marker. You get them at your stationery store. And then I'm using a Sharpie marker that is liquid white. And I use more of that China marker than I do the big white marker. But you'll see how I get around this to make a nice, to me, it's not the perfect ice cream scoop color, but it's perfect for me because if it looks like ice cream, I'm eating it, right? And then I make, I just put some lines in there. There's no rhyme or reason for what I do. I just want to get some shadows down. Here comes my China marker right here. I had so much fun pulling off the paper that I pulled too much off. I have it almost halfway up the pencil, right? But I bought a box of them, so I'm okay. I can play around with it for a little bit. So here's the scoop. Here's the scoop, folks. I need to find a spot to put this little tag. Oh yeah, ice cream, yeah. And now be careful when you use this Sharpie because this is the one you go boing, 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 and then all of the white juice comes out at the end of your marker. So I grab a glass, one of my glass acrylic thingies, and I put it out on there. And then I take my pen to it. Don't press down because I'm going to tell you, you could have a major leak problem on your page and destroy it, especially with a thick Sharpie marker. I'm going to say this again. Get out an acrylic block, press down the ink, and then go from your pen to the ink to the page, and you will be very happy. I am outlining. Here's the scoop with my pigment pen, and I'm going to decide where this is going to go because I'm going to raise it up. I'm going to put, instead of putting some of that eyelash stuff in there, I decided to do a black dot. Oh yeah. And yeah, don't put anything else there, Carol. Come on. Then I put some lines for my shadows, but then I realized if you look down, oh, I put one on the top of, here's a scoop on a tag of purple. But what I noticed here, as I go back with my China marker, that table is got 3 waves in it, like, you know, like it's sitting on water or something. And I'm looking at it going, something strange about the bottom. Here's my dimensional stickers. And then I had to make it straight because it's supposed to be sitting on a table, Carol. It's not supposed to be out in the ocean where there's waves. It's supposed to be sitting on the table. Yeah, probably took me half an hour to figure out where you're putting that scoop, Carol. Come on. Then oh, there goes my ice cream. Yeah. Then I grabbed some matte stack paper that I had. And this is that beautiful, oh, what do they call this paper? Just a minute. I will know. Just a second. It's mulberry paper. You know how I know that? I just got up off my chair and went over and looked for you. Oh yeah, it's beautiful paper, handmade paper. It's just gorgeous. I wanted to cover that hot pink up. And this is the way to do it. Just, you either can use vellum to tone it down, or the mulberry paper packs. You get them everywhere. They're beautiful. They have all of that texture through them, and it's in the off-white kind of, you know. It's not a bright white. It's kind of a soft white. So I added some, double-sided tape so that nothing you could see, you know, I didn't leave large spaces because you would see that through the mulberry paper. Yeah, and now we'll take it off and put the mulberry paper on, and it really does accent this little 3x3 piece of paper wonderfully. You have to get that right up there. And you know what else it did? It covered that little tear. It's kind of like that little shred in the fold that was really bothering me. So this was perfect. Then yeah, grab your scissors and okay, hold it down, Carol. Yeah, you can do it. Just cut it off. Obviously you can't take this to your cutter. You're going to have to use your scissors, but it's nice. Just follow along. Oh yeah, let it rest on the paper. Oh, and then you'll be fine. There you go. Isn't that lovely? And now we're going to get that situated. I think it makes the tag being kind of like an off-white as well, with my Bordeaux cherry, burgundy, yummy ice cream with a cherry on top. Then I straighten this up. Oh, I just couldn't even deal with that. Can you imagine? Why? I don't know why I did a floater on that. I'm still pulling on the on the marker, that paper. You know, you pull down that string. I was having a blast. Now I'm going to do some shadows. There's no rhyme or reason. Just put some marks on there and you'll be fine. And yeah, there's the scoop. That's it. Oh yeah, ice cream. Okay, that's wonderful. So we've got that done. Do I do anything else on there? I don't think so. But you never know. I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, Carol, why are you just sitting there looking at it? You have a 2.5-hour tutorial and you're just sitting there. Oh yes, magnets. Okay. Now, the reason why I take acetate and I make a clasp so that I only want it, the depth of it 2 inches. So I'm going to make a clasp that will snap with these magnets. And I love these magnets. They're the only magnets I use for my albums, for anything. I use those magnets, and you know I'm going to have to get up and find it. So I have to break in underneath the paper of the front, the green, to put the acetate, and then put one on the bottom. And it's just going to be a thin 1/4 of an inch piece of acetate. I'm going to put think of it, the magnets on each side, and it's going to fasten so that it's tight and it's not, you know, way up in the air. Here I'm separating it. I actually have one of these little glass things. Yeah, I'm using the heavy, not the inexpensive. I'm showing you that. You want to use a heavy acetate if you're going to use it as a clasp. And it may be like 1/4 of an inch wide. Then I'm going to slide it underneath. I have to put some double-sided tape on it, And this is going to, that magnet's going to hold all of those, yeah, I'm making sure that I get this in the center. Yeah, there we go. Then I release it, and then I'm going to put it in. Yeah, yeah, you got to work it. Work it, Carol. Get it in there. Yeah, measure it. Okay. Slide it under again, and then cut it off, and then we're going to seat the magnet because that flip is high. But you know I'm not going to finish that, right? I go on to something else. I do this all the time. So I went to the collection of another collection and found my arrows. That's the beauty of buying LDRS Creative. They have everything. That's all I'm saying. Oh, there's my magnets up there, the ones that I use all the time. I should have the pack right here to tell you the name. No, they're around the corner there, but I'll get it and give it to you. It'll be on my blog. First, I have to decorate the sides of my pull-out tag. So I'm going to put the arrows going in each direction using the stripe on the paper collection. Just die cut it. Now I'm situating my little fluffy eyelash string stuff. And I got out a pack of my star form stickers because I need to make this, even though it's a fun card, has ice cream, has all the dairy elements, cookies, donuts, all that. I want to add some elegance. Now, doesn't that look like a creamsicle? Oh, yeah, that's awesome. So I love that color. So I put that on the corners, brighten it right up. You can't do anything wrong here. Yeah, raise it up. It was too close to the cookies. So I lifted it up and I put it right up there on the black in the corners. Isn't that awesome? Oh, yeah. It's a different shade of the orange, so you want to get it away from everything else. Then I die cut with another sheet of the paper, another tag, and I'm thinking, boy, I got a lot of space I have to use here, so let's do something else for now. So the star form stickers went on the edges to pull down, right, to make this flip card flip. You want each page to flip, and look at that. Elegance with cookies. Who'd have thought? Elegance with ice cream and fudgicles and creamsicles. And then I thought, I'm going to do that to the sides too. Oh yeah, you just cut it all out and arrange it, rearrange it, and you've got yourself some gold, some beauty, and some beautiful desserts. Yes, isn't that fun? Oh, look at that. I love that sweet treats sentiment tag that has the prills and the, oh yeah, look at that. Isn't that beauteous? I love it. It's just, yeah. This sentiment set was totally me because I always use words to the max. You know, beauteous and scrumptious, and I'm always changing words up. Oh, I love it. Pull it out again, Carol. Love. Oh, yeah. I guess not. I'm going to open it. Now, I have to figure out something for on top of our stencil. But I don't want to take it away from it. So I'm going to just put this on the edges. Now here's where I had to use my tweezers because that Yupo paper is like plastic and the glue needs to set for a while. So I just took two tweezers, you know, and the curved tweezers, put them on there and left them for about an hour. And then they were fine. Yeah, I have to play with it. Love, yeah. You don't have to pull on both of them, Carol. You'll need to pull on one. I'm just moving it into a different spot after that spot dried. Yeah, isn't that pretty? I mean, it is. It's pretty and it's fun and it's, yeah. Oh, there goes my ice cream. Love it. So here we go. Now we got to work on, am I doing another tag? I guess I am. Let's die cut out another tag. And I am not moving it forward, so I'm not quite sure what I am making there, but we shall see together. Yeah, right there. Oh yeah, purple to match the purple. Awesome. Right in the perfect spot too. So I put that down, you know, on the bottom in those little holes. There's where I used the tag that I put in there. I used it on top of that. And I thought it just, yeah, that was made for there. It was perfect, as I always say. And I'm thinking, all right, I need a topper on that, and I need to use something in those little holes on the bottom. So back to the drawing board, get me some more flat back. Oh, some ice cream. That was awesome. Fill the spaces up here. Isn't that awesome? I love it. All going together, just like that. It's wonderful. Glue dots. Is that glue dots? Flat back dots. I don't know. I don't know. They're just beautiful. Added some tiny little pearls to the edges. And we're finished with that page. Now, my magnets. Okay, we have to make the magnet, of course. So let's get everything. You can tell I cleaned up. Oh yeah, this is another episode. Let's call it the episode I'm going on here. I have to make the magnet. So I put the magnet there. Then I put one underneath so I knew where it was going to go on the other piece of acetate that I snuggled in under the bottom. And yeah, I make it look like it, you know, like a tag, like the arrow. I made it look like an arrow, cut it in the center, and then I met it up on the sides into the center. We've all done this, right? And yeah, so one magnet on top of the other magnet, and then I grab my stickers and it says LDRS. L on the top, then you flick it up, it says LD underneath, then R on the bottom, and then when you flick that up, it says S, LDRS. Love it. So there it is. That's going to close it. So when I put it in my homemade box, we haven't even got to the box yet. Oh yeah, LD R-S. Trust me, my nails are like, it's under there. S. There we go. Oh, yeah. Then you're going to flatten that. It's going to connect. Oh, yeah. Let's get it to connect. There. Woo! Oh, hi. I'm so happy. Yay. She's happy. Oh, we're onto the box. Okay, this is a different story. Okay, the card is 8 by 7¼ by 2. I drove my friend crazy. Sorry, Tina. She was working with me because she makes a ton of boxes for her Etsy store and her cards. They're beautiful. And I was saying, okay, first you double. 2 is what we have to score it at. So you double it to 4 and add that 4 inches to the first 2 measurements. I've got it down now. So the paper will be 12 by 11¼ and scored at 2 inches. So you added the 4 to the measurements of your actual card. Okay, so my 8 by 7¼ became my 12 by 11¼ scored at 2 inches. I hope that makes sense. I finally got it. And then you're going to miter them, each square. You're just going to miter in, so towards the center. And then when you do the outside one, it's going to be away from you. So the inner square will be towards the center, and the miter will be towards the outside when you do the outside square. I hope it makes sense. It finally does to me. Oh, you know how some things, it just doesn't connect. You have to do it over and over again. And I was thinking, why am I doubling the 2? Well, that's because you have to add it all the way around for your box, of course. And of course I use the orange tape and glue to make sure that this does not come apart at all. So I made the lid, believe it or not, I didn't add, generally I add a little bit to the actual cutting of the box lid so that it fits over, but I didn't. I wanted it snug, so I made them both identical, so 12 by 11¼ and then if it's a 2-inch depth, you just double. If it's a 3-inch, it would be 6. So you want to add 6 to your first 2 numbers. Aren't you proud of me, Tina? I got it. I got it down. Yeah. Sometimes you just need a friend. Oh, there's my ice cream. So here's the beautiful, beautiful lid. Oh, I just spent hours and hours and hours coloring that, and I loved every minute of it. And here we go. It's going into my my sticker thing, and it's a Xyron machine, Carol. It's a Xyron machine. It's not a sticker thingy. You can tell I'm getting tired. Cut it off. This saves you so much time. Oh yeah, let's just dust it off too because I keep it up high. And now I want to make, I took out my lace punch And I'm going to make the 2-inch section black because I think it's so elegant. It will add to the colored donuts and muffins and strawberries and blueberries and all that awesome goodness on the top. This is just going to be plain on the sides, just like that. And then I'm going to cut it out. I make 4 of them. Then you want to take, I took a 1-inch round punch and punched half of it out the corner. See them? On the opposite sides of the box lid. It just looks nice. Now we're going to clean that little bit of mess up. I'm going to put these through the Xyron. I think this is the 9 or 12 inch. I'm not quite sure what it is. It's the large one though. And I love using the Xyron machines from the tiny 1-inch to this large one. There you have it, already with the glue on. Now the box lid is going to go on, just like that. Peel that back, place it nicely, because once you place this, you don't want to make any mistakes here. And it fit perfectly. The measurements were perfect, and well, as close as perfect as can be. Now we're going to work on the sides. I'm kind of looking at it. If I had have thought of this before I had made it into a box, obviously, I like to die cut something, probably a circle out of the center, put acetate behind it, and then put that centerpiece on the bottom of the box. When you take the card out, you see that actual center that was die cut out of the top portion, but I didn't think of it. And I had to really come to terms with the fact, Carol, it's just going to be plain. Nothing else added. But oh no, look. Oh yeah, here comes my Starform stickers. Just had to add something, you know. Just a touch of the black on the top. And I was happy. Yeah, because they were like round circles and all kinds of doodads going down there. And it was fun. Then I had this leftover piece of black, and I'm going to use that on the inside of the card. I'll show you that. Now this is the bow die. Yes, the bow die. And that makes bows, right? And I needed to have these for the corners because my measurements were just a tad off on putting the black down. See, and I added the bows onto the corners because when I went to put it on, 2 of the corners had a little strip of white that you could see, and I can't handle that. So I just ran these bow dies down vertically, and it I tell you, it was like a nice clean corner. Look at it there. And then I punched out the little tabs, and you have to make sure that before you put anything on corners, you want to fold it, especially for me because my 140-pound cardstock, woo, yeah. So here we go, LDRS again. I'm showing it to you again because I just think it's so crazy cute. I'm just going over this card to see that everything is the way I want it. And here's that little strip of black I had left over. I cut it down just with scissors, no measurement. Eyeballed it because it has the nice scallops on the top, so I was able to get it pretty clean. And slid it down there to have the black element. Boop, there's one. Boop, there's my shaker. I left those nice jelly candies. There's the sundae, and I left the back like that. And that was it. And then we're going to pack it into our box. We've got the love, we've got the gold, and the pull-out tabs. Isn't it sweet? You've got the stencil. You have that beautiful edge to make the bevel. I love a beveled card. To me, it just adds something different. And that's it, my friends. I thank you so, so much for your support, your encouragement. You inspire me as well. I appreciate it. I took some of my black tissue paper because it is adding the black. I thought it would look nice and elegant. I'm going to take down the bevel, make sure that the tab is on. Come on, Carol, get the tab on. It does click on nicely. Oh, look at that. I just know I'm ready to end this tutorial. Can you tell? This is 3 layers of tissues, and it was like, oh yeah, this is fabulous. It really is. Yeah, grab it all. I had one piece too many. I just threw it on the floor. That's how ready I was to end this tutorial. Just wrap it up. Yeah, there we go. Thank you everybody for joining me for this entire collection in one card and box tutorial. Have yourself a blessed week. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comments. You make my channel. You truly do. And I hope you were inspired. Please visit LDRS Creative Shop and I will see you on the next tutorial. Bye now. Enjoy the pictures.